This cert costs $99 and never expires, and it can add $4,000 to your salary in year one. For entry-level IT pros, that's a 430% first-year ROI. No other cert pays back this fast for this little money. AZ900 is Microsoft's entry-level certification. No experience required. It proves you understand cloud concepts, core Azure services, security, and pricing, and it's the first step before admin or architect-level exams. The exam takes 45 minutes, you'll face 40 to 60 questions, and you need a 700 out of 1,000 to pass. You can take it from home or at a test center, and it's offered in over a dozen languages. The exam costs exactly $99, period. No prerequisites, no membership fees, and you don't pay a penny more to keep it active. It's the cheapest Microsoft certification out there. Unlike the AZ104, which requires renewal every year, the AZ900 never expires. Pass it once, and it stays on your resume forever. A lasting signal that you understand cloud fundamentals. Add it up, $99 for the exam, maybe $15 for some practice tests, and Microsoft's official study path is free. Total cash out of pocket, $99 to $114. There is no financial reason not to go for it. If you study 1 to 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, you can be exam ready in 2 to 4 weeks. The free Microsoft Learn modules map directly to every exam domain and can cut your prep time in half. When you add the $99 exam, $15 for practice tests, and 40 hours of study time, priced at just $20 an hour, your total investment sits around $9 or $15. That's the full cost we'll measure the return against. Scenario 1. You're in an entry-level IT role earning 50 grand. With AZ900, that jumps to $54,000, a $4,000 raise. That's a 430% return on your $900 investment in just the first year. Switch careers. Go from a $45,000 non-tech job to a $55,000 cloud support role. That's a $10,000 raise, over 1,000% ROI. The AZ900 is the credential that gets you in the door. But the biggest long-term win? Using AZ900 as the first step toward an Azure admin role. The path. AZ900, study 2 to 4 months. AZ104 cert, Azure Administrator at $75K. That's a permanent $15,000 to $25,000 annual lift. Let's break down who actually benefits most from AZ900. Career starters can expect around an 8% salary bump. Career changers can jump from $45K to $55K, a 22% increase. Non-technical professionals can move into cloud support roles earning $50K to $65K. And IT generalists can pivot into Azure cloud support within the same salary range. This cert bridges the gap between different backgrounds and cloud careers. Honesty hour. Not everyone needs AZ900. If you already have over a year of hands-on Azure admin or hold another current cloud cert with real Azure experience, you can safely skip it. For everyone else, skipping means missing the vocabulary and confidence that make later certs stick. With AZ900 on your resume, you become a realistic candidate for cloud support roles that pay between $50K and $65K, and entry-level cloud positions around $54K. No prior cloud experience required. Take a career changer scenario. Without a cloud cert, you might be at $45K. Add AZ900, you're at $55K. Stack AZ104, and you hit $75K. That's a $30,000 difference just from pushing through 2 exams. Here's where AZ900 fits in the full Azure certification ladder. It's the foundation, lifetime, 99, no prerequisites. Above it, associate certs like AZ104, 165, annual renewal. And at the top, expert certs like AZ305, which require AZ104. AZ900 is your on-ramp. Think of AZ900 as your first rung on the ladder. Without it, you'd spend the first weeks of AZ104 study just trying to understand Azure's vocabulary. This cert gives you a shared language and the confidence to actually pass role-based exams. So what's the next step? AZ104, Microsoft Azure Administrator. It costs 165, runs 120 minutes with 40 to 60 questions, and needs annual renewal. While AZ900 isn't required, it's strongly recommended. You'll skip the terminology slog and dive straight into hands-on work. And the endgame, Azure Solutions Architect Expert, AZ305. With 150 to 200 study hours and AZ104 under your belt, the full certification path puts you in the 130,000 Plausers Club. The climb starts with AZ900. Without that base, the peak is a lot harder to reach. Looking at a career changer scenario, you start around 45K in a non-cloud role. After AZ900, you land a cloud support role around 55Ks. Earn AZ104, and you jump to about 75K. Then go for AZ305 to hit 130K. In just 2 years, you can more than double your income. Each certification pays for the next. Next up, how your location can amplify these numbers even further. Geography amplifies those salary jumps. Major tech hubs command significant premiums for Azure skills. Before you apply, check sites like Glassdoor for cloud support salaries in your target city. That concrete number will tell you exactly how much location adds. You can prep for AZ900 spending $0. Microsoft Learn has an interactive sandbox path. John Saville's free YouTube cram session is legendary. Microsoft Docs is the source of truth, and Tutorials Dojo offers free cheat sheets. No reason to start with paid materials. Follow this 4-week blueprint. Week 1, 1 to 1.5 hours daily on cloud concepts via Microsoft Learn. Week 2, dive into Azure architecture and core services. Week 3, master governance tools like RBAC and policy. Week 4, hammer practice exams until you hit 85% consistently. Spend $10 to $15 on practice tests. It's the best insurance against a $99 retake. Set a hard rule. Don't book the real exam until you score 85% or higher on 2 separate full-length practice tests. On exam day, these proven tactics save you from stupid mistakes. Read twice, eliminate fast, stick to 1 minute per question, flag don't stall, and review every flagged item before you submit. The mistake that trips up too many. Memorizing exam dumps. AZ900 uses scenario-based drag-and-drop questions designed to test real understanding, not recalled answers. Relying on dumps builds false confidence and nearly guarantees you'll walk out with a fail. The exam is broken into 3 domains. Cloud concepts makes up about 25 to 30%. Architecture and services the heaviest at 35 to 40%, and governance 30 to 35%. Let that pie chart guide your study hours. Check off each item with a real Azure example. Know IaaS as Azure Virtual Machines, elasticity through VM scale sets, and exactly how consumption-based pricing means no upfront cost. These aren't just definitions. They're tested in scenario questions. This domain carries 35 to 40% of the exam weight. Drill the hierarchy from management groups down to resource groups. Know when to pick availability zones over region pairs, and memorize the specific names of storage tiers. The exam tests these exactly. Governance is the secret weapon for non-technical roles, and it's a solid 30 to 35% of the exam. Pay attention to the naming update. Microsoft Defender for Cloud is what used to be called Azure Security Center. If an older practice test uses the old name, just map it in your head. You can book this $99 exam directly through Microsoft Learn or Pearson VUE. Online proctoring requires a quick system test. There are no mandatory courses. You can technically schedule it right now, but we suggest you finish this series first. If you fail, there's no penalty beyond the $99 retake fee. You can retake the exam according to Microsoft's current retake policy. Many successful candidates failed once, used the detailed score report to zero in on their weakest domain, and passed comfortably. Here's what's coming in the series, but you don't have to wait. Part 2 covers cloud concepts. Part 3, Azure architecture. Part 4, core services. Part 5, governance. Part 6, the ultimate study plan. But while you're motivated, open Microsoft Learn and complete the Describe Cloud Concepts module. It's free, takes about 45 minutes, and will give you a head start on the first exam domain before the next video drops. Before we dive deep in Part 2, here's a quick taste. IAS gives you raw infrastructure, PaaS provides a managed platform for your app, and SaaS is ready-to-use software. You only pay for what you consume. That's the consumption-based model. Understand these, and the exam's 25 to 30% cloud concepts weight is already half won. Here's what you now know. Azure regions are groupings of data centers. Within a region, availability zones are physically isolated locations for resilience. Resource groups simply group related resources, like a folder. This hierarchy sets up the exam's architecture questions. A quick snapshot. Azure virtual machines give you full control, blob storage for massive unstructured data, SQL database for relational needs, AKS for container orchestration, and Azure Functions for serverless compute. Knowing these 5 services covers a big chunk of the exam. Governance tools you'll need. Azure Policy sets rules department-wide. RBAC controls who can do what. Resource locks stop accidental deletions. Cost management keeps your bill in check. And Defender for Cloud strengthens your security posture. These are interview gold. Here's the 4-week blueprint. Week 1, nail cloud concepts on Microsoft Learn. Week 2, cover architecture and services. Week 3, master governance and pricing. Week 4, hammer practice tests and review weak spots. Follow this, and you'll be exam ready. Here's your AZ900 cheat sheet. A 99-knot exam that never expires, 45 minutes, and a 700-point passing score. You can land a 4K raise with a 430% year 1 ROI, and that's just the start. Stack AZ900 with hands-on labs, then AZ104 to hit 75K plus. This week, open a free Azure account and poke around the portal. Real clicks beat passive watching. And if you want Part 2, hit subscribe and ring the bell. We're covering the exact cloud concepts they test. In Part 2, we break down the 3 AZ900 exam domains. Cloud Concepts gets 25 to 30% of the questions, Azure Architecture and Services the lion's share at 35 to 40%, and Management and Governance the remaining 30 to 35%. Click the card on screen to jump straight there.